I am trained and skilled in other dimensional abilities. I'm trained in my third eye. I'm a remote viewer trained by the government. I am trained in being clairsentient, which means I can feel what's going on in the other dimensions. I'm a trained telepath. I was trained in interspecies communication. I could speak to animals. I could speak to a wall. I can speak to your big toe on your right foot and find out what's going on with all that repressed rage you have there. So with these skills, I bring you information every week regarding what is supposed to be planetary influences, but not just from other planets, but this planet is an influence. And I believe it includes that. What information is it that I give you? It's based on my intention. What is my intention? My intention is to lubricate your process of ascension, your process of flowing into the golden age, your process of flowing from I don't know what dimension to what other dimension, your process at end times, so that emotionally it will not take you down. The Star Wars series was guided by spirit guides that are aliens. They wanted to let this planet know and human beings know what it is that's going to be going on in the future, which is an intergalactic war that includes the ETs looking for minerals in different planets that they need to exist or for their spaceships or whatever. That's happening. When we talk about disclosure, we're talking simply about the government disclosing what they've hidden from us. There's a whole storyline there. There's a lot going on. And the more comfortable you get dealing with the multidimensional aspect of being a human being, the easier it's going to be end times, what they call the reset, the great reset, what everybody seems to be waiting for, nobody's quite sure what it is. If you pay attention to the other dimensions and you gravitate towards people that don't just tell you the facts today, but wider lens of why, where might we be going with this? And if you allow your instincts and your natural genius, which everyone has, to flow, it's going to, end times is going to be easier for you. So we're going to go ahead and start with the horoscopes, which we are going to start as usual with Aries, which is a male sign. That's fire. Aries, you have wrapped around you a snake, a fire snake, which means it's full of fire. What does it bring to you? Fire. We don't need more fire. We're all too hot as it is. The sun is sending so many solar flares, we think the grid is going to get burnt up. You don't need this. The good news is it's unraveling from you because it attached to you when you were 13 years old, 13 years old and 7 months. You had a big trauma. It was a planetary. What we established when I did the previous horoscopes was that there is a programming that humans have, a negative programming, which the same year in which their spirit finishes forming, which is 14, between 13 and 14, human beings are programmed to get hit so hard that they break, they fragment, and that fragment goes into the underworld. I know people are going to say, what the hell's the matter with this woman? She's supposed to be doing astrology. No, my intention is to do your astrology, but I'm going to give you all the information that you need in order to have less anguish in your life. By the way, anybody who wants that for other human beings is considered a Buddha. So I would be a Buddha, but then maybe you would be a Buddha too. If that's really what's important to you, is for people not to suffer, to reduce human anguish. That's the definition of a Buddha. Isn't that neat? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue. Aries, you're going to get some relief because this fire snake is releasing from you, and it's from that trauma. 13 years and 7 months. Continuing on with Taurus, which is an earth sign and a female sign. You're in a frenzy of activity. You're scared that you made a bad decision. You didn't make a bad decision. This was the right decision. You did good. You did good. Keep going. Your head is spinning. I suggest you sit under a tree. You embrace a tree. You lay in the branches of a tree. You lay on the ground. You need to get grounded because you're spinning. And you're spinning because there's frequency shifts. The Schumann resonance is changing dramatically, etc. You're also spinning because of the big changes that are coming because you made this decision. This is good. Good luck, Taurus. Gemini is a male sign and it's an air sign. And Gemini, I see exactly the same thing I saw when I was doing the horoscopes in Spanish. At 13 years of age, I believe, though it was at 13 years and 11 months, different from Aries, you had an incredible shock. 13 years and 10 months. An incredible, shocking thing happened. It was it's a program for all humans. It happened to you at 13 years and 10 months. You went into a state of shock. And inside of you, you have a sub-personality, everybody, all Gemini. And it is waking up. So you're going to be remembering some huge stuff. You're going to be feeling a little shaky, but you're also going to be more clear and you're going to feel less trapped. Once this fragment of yours, this separate astral body that is asleep inside of you and is pretty big, once that finishes waking up, you're going to be a different person, but you're going to be much more of a solid citizen. So let's give you a mantra. Even though I'm afraid and confused, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid and confused, I love and accept myself. That's your mantra. And a lot of contact with nature, a lot of flowing water, body massages, stuff that can help you float. This is a pretty big fragment. This is what the Mayans talked about 5,000 years ago would happen at the end of end times, that we would wake up not just to revelations outside of us, we would wake up to revelations within us of traumatic events that we don't remember, but that all of a sudden we do, at which time our world changes. If it was big enough that you don't remember, then when you remember, you're going to have to make some adjustments. So we are into interesting times, and the Mayans said that one of the most difficult things was going to be this process of people, their internal world, the other dimensional parts of them, where these traumas are hidden. When that all gets revealed to them personally, they're going to have to make big adjustments. And because most people are not aware of this, they're not going to discuss it, at which time they will hold it in. It will intoxicate their system, and it may be the basis for a disease later on. Certainly, it will be the basis for a diminishing of vitality. Why? Because when you have to repress memories, it takes a lot of energy. I remember my therapist telling me that in the 90s. And all the therapists I worked with, because there were several, there was a lot of trauma that I was involved in. They said, whenever you finish with these memories, you're going to have a lot more vitality, because it takes a lot of effort to repress all that information. Same goes for you, Gemini. So let's continue with Cancer, which is a female sign and a water sign. Cancer, a lot of people think Cancers are pretty miserable. I'm a Cancer. We can be very miserable because we're all about emotions. And we absorb everybody's emotions. So when people are with us, they feel better. Oh my God. And look how miserable Cancer is. Well, guess what? Cancer took on a lot of your misery. Now it turns, and so then there's a rejection of Cancer, even as there is a benefiting from what it is that they bring to the table. But I see now, Cancer, that people are coming to you and they want to discuss and deal with these emotions. And it's kind of a novel feeling for you, because normally all they do is reject that. So Cancer, you're coming into a good place in which people are not only going to be more accepting of you, they're going to be flocking to you in droves. Okay? Continuing on, we're going to Leo, which is a fire sign and a male sign. You're stuck someplace, Leo. Leo, you have to do a mantra. And the mantra needs to be, even though I'm depressed and want to die, I love and accept myself. But this is old stuff. You're stuck in something that's not current. On the contrary, you have been liberated from an awful lot of stuff. So this is old. So just do the mantra. You're going to feel a lot better. One foot in front of the other. which means you may be feeling a bit robotic. One foot in front of the other. And the mantra, and you're going to be fine. You made a few really, 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 really good decisions. You kind of blocked out a whole section of people in your life, people that you shared time with daily, and you kind of block them because you realize that if you really want to change in your life, you're not going to be able to do it if you stay kind of like with that group of people. Good decision. Continuing on, we're going to go to Virgo now, which is an earth sign and is a female sign. Not in a good place, Virgo. You are very angry at everybody. You want to cut their heads off. So here's your mantra. Even though they're stupid and even though everyone is stupid and I want to cut their heads off. It's really that simple, Virgo. You have had a very tough time. And we humans, to try and blame other people for stuff that's our stuff or that we need to go through. You're doing that. And that's the way you feel about everybody. They're stupid. So go ahead and do the mantra. By the way, that's a sign that there's too much fire. So I think you should stop sleeping with your cell phone. You should stop spending all day long with earphones on. And you should stop playing the video games or whatever it is that is giving you this excess fire. Doesn't look good on you, Virgo. And it's affecting your judgment. Libra is the next sign, and Libra is an air sign and a male sign. Same images as in Spanish. I see you getting out of the car. You've got a submachine gun. You go to the house. Even as you're opening the gate to get into the yard, to get to the house, you're shooting off your submachine gun. You open the front door. You close your eyes and you just shoot. There's nobody home. So you want to kill everybody back home. There's nobody there. I have no idea what this means for you, but you want to process your rage in that way. Apparently, they're not going to be there to receive it, which I guess is a good thing. So I think you need the same mantra, even though I hate everybody because they're so stupid. I think you need to put the so stupid in there. I think that's a virus that got thrown on the planet because too many people all of a sudden did a switch. And they went from, even though I'm depressed, oh my God, to, God, everybody's stupid. I think it was something that was thrown on us. That's your mantra, Libra, okay? Scorpio is a female sign and a water sign. And Scorpio, you are angry at something you have left behind. And you're thinking of vengeance, but you decide that's not a good idea. So maybe you moved on to a new job, or maybe you moved on to a new relationship, but you're really angry at the old relationship, old job, old co-workers, whatever. And as a good Scorpio, you want to make them pay, but I don't think you're going to. I don't think you need to. I think what you got into is really interesting. It's a temporary deviation from your destiny, but it is a part of your destiny. Whatever it is that you are into right now, you just kind of left something behind. It's temporary, but it's good for you. And that's all I'm getting. Now we're going to go with Sagittarius, which is a male sign and a fire sign. Sagittarius, you're so depressed, you are going to get sick. In other words, when there is a new disease that enters planet Earth, you're going to ask for it to hit you, please, because you want to leave, because you can't take it. Even though I'm depressed and want to die, I love and accept myself. I think you got hit by that virus, Sagittarius. Please do the mantra. Makes a huge difference. Nothing else will make the difference. If you got that virus, it's like if you're sick as a dog and you're in bed, something very superficial isn't going to be able to take care of it. In this case, Sagittarius, you need to take care of this because a little aromatherapy, a little massage is not going to do it. Talking about it with your therapist is not going to do it. You need to get it out of your system. It's a virus. People don't know how to deal with this yet because they don't know that astral emotional particles are part of they're nanoparticles, and people have learned how to weaponize them. Okay, so you got hit by a virus, Sag. Do the mantra. Even though I'm depressed and want to die, I love and accept myself. Capricorn is the next sign, and it's a female sign. Earth sign. I always see you protecting your house, fortifying it, making it ready for your loved ones. And now I see flowers on the outside. And they're kind of like lilies. And you're very proud of what you're doing. And you put a sign outside and it says for rent in the near future. What is that all about? You got this already and now you're already thinking of moving, but it kind of seems like a plan, like a grand plan that you have, and this is a good thing. Nothing more to tell you, Capricorn, just giving you information, no advice to give. Continuing on with Aquarius. Aquarius, why are you trembling? Why are you a nervous wreck? What is going on? I don't actually see anything going on in this dimension. It's not like somebody left you, isn't it? You're just afraid. Aquarius, I think you need to get obsessive about the mantra. Even though I'm afraid, I love and accept myself. Because your level of fear has you literally trembling. But I don't really see anything that awful. Something awful may have happened and may happen. I'm not seeing it. I just see you, for some reason, being very in touch with your fear. Even though I'm afraid. I think you should add, even though I'm afraid I want to die, I love and accept myself. Okay, Aquarius? And we'll see what next week brings. I would be curious to know if something happens this week that would be so bad that it pushes you over the edge, or you're just feeling very much the energies in the other dimension, which are very chaotic and very frightening. Continuing on to the last sign, which is Pisces. Pisces. It's what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? You're throwing stuff out. And then you're saying to somebody, the last time I listened to you, I made a mistake. So do not give me any more advice. The last time I listened to you, I made a mistake. Don't give me any more advice. You are cleaning up your act. You're seeing what's working, what doesn't work. You're seeing the paths that you've taken that perhaps weren't the best ones. In retrospect, it's so easy in retrospect to say I made a mistake. But you're saying it, and which means that you're aware. And you're also not going to be open to that person or those people again, because it was a big, long, fat lie. It wasn't just a lie, it was a big, long, fat lie. So that's where you are at, Pisces, but I don't see you falling apart at the seams. I see you a little bit trembly, angry at the people that lied or whatever, angry at yourself because you listened. So let it go. So that is for the week of August 21st to the 27th, 2023. We've already had disclosure in the United States having to do with the government admitting their part, having to do with aliens, etc. We haven't really had full disclosure, but apparently it's going, the floodgates that are going to open. We do have Peru exactly the way we predicted, under attack from ETs, who, by the way, are looking for emeralds, which they need apparently to fix spaceships. Listen, if I had said this 6 months ago, half of the people that listen would be saying, this lady's crazy. Who does she think she is? Oh, now I'm not crazy. Now, oh, well, she worked for the government. She probably, whatever, she knew. This is not good. Too many of you need to be given permission to believe things, and you're not listening to your instincts and your heart chakra. Okay? You need for others to tell you if somebody's lying or not. That's never been the case on the planet. You should be able to tell. Your skin should tell you. Your breath should tell you. You're out of touch with yourself and your innate psychic abilities. I'm going to end on that note. Okay? I'm FRANCESFOX, and I was glad to share this with you. And consider taking our prosperity training that we're doing weekly, starting next week in English also. It's $10. And it will help to keep you focused and centered on being prosperous even in the midst of chaos. In other words, if the world gets a little bit crazy and it starts interfering with doing business or being able to earn your paycheck, you may want to take the course, which is you're supposed to take weekly, to strengthen the power of your mind so that you can hold on to, protect, and vitalize your intention to be prosperous even in the midst of chaos. Thank you for listening. I'm FRANCESFOX, and stay with us throughout the week on Twitter, which is where we post in English, which is now X. I'm a Cancer. It takes longer for Cancers to get used to new things. And this is definitely very new. Love you a lot.